Hello, it is Friday, April 7th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday puzzle today, which means our first of two themeless puzzles of the week. So this themeless edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Alex, Laura Sexton, Victoria Rojishka, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Shoalmaster. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support sustaining this channel. Their direct contributions make this series possible. So thank you to them, and thank you to everybody who is a patron of the channel, a direct supporter of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to become a patron, help support this whole thing, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field. And as a benefactor, you can get access to the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug, and as any patron, you can get all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. And like I've been saying this week, that's included several Boss Words Spring Themeless Lean competition puzzle solves, as well as the last week's mega mini puzzle solve, and everything else that's been going up on there. Recent monthly puzzle, etc. So enjoy those if you're a patron, and thank you if you are. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that. And please do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not gotten around to it. There's an easy link somewhere near where you're looking right now, I'm sure. All right, so let's get on to today's puzzle. This is a Friday themeless crossword. It was constructed by Lindsay Hobbs, who's constructed a small handful of puzzles for the New York Times previously, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, shall we? To go for the big yucks, I suppose that's to sort of crack jokes or to make jokes or something like that. Joke around, I don't know. Spiritual journey. Well, it's obviously not a pilgrimage. It could be a kind of pilgrimage. A Hajj, can that be spelled with 3 letters? I feel like I expect that usually to be H-A-double-J, but oh, right. I switched back to my preferred browser after the New York Times finally started working on it again, but as a result, my setting seems to have been lost, so I need to press the spacebar, should toggle between a cross and down. That's what I want. There we go. Now I can feel at home. Title City in a 2017 #1 hit by Camila Cabello. I have no clue. All right. Tickles, amuses, entertains, not sure. Dough in Mexico, masa, maybe? That could be if you were making, tortillas, maybe. Masa. I hope that's right. I hope I'm not just putting that in there as my one grid entry incorrectly. Some seated, could be asanas, yoga postures. Asana. So maybe this is Hajj. Let's try it and see if that gets me anywhere. Heap. Could be a heap as in a pile or something, or it could be heap together. So kind of what? Jam or jumble or something? I don't know. Hot flow. Magma something? Wondering if it hot flow, sort of lava flow. Magma river? Boy, I'll be pleased with myself if I got Magma River, thanks to that M. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's check the crosses. Cameo appearance. Question mark, meaning some sort of pun. So what's going on there? What makes this a pun? What's a cameo appearance in a punny sort of way? Oh, I'm just not sure. City served by the DFW airport. That's Dallas-Fort Worth. I don't know. Magma River might be wrong. That was a complete guess. Short refresher. A catnap. Yeah, maybe it is wrong. It doesn't seem to be matching with anything, to be honest. So maybe a catnap is a short refresher. And, a heap could be a car, a jalopy. So it's sort of, I've been watching Columbo recently for the first time. I've never seen it before. And Columbo drives, and the show really drives this home. He drives just a complete jalopy of a car. You describe it as a total heap. It's always breaking down. All right. Cameo appearance. Oh, an opal? A cameo, this means maybe in a jewelry sense. So an opal being a precious stone. I wonder if that's what this is getting at. It might be. Let's look at this. Oh, yeah, I have no idea what's going on here. Maybe not. I don't know. Hot flow. Oh, molten. Oh, it is. It is lava. Molten lava. Okay, right. I was, I was on the right track. I had the wrong terminology. All right, so Plano, Texas must be served by DFW Airport. There we go. Do I have something wrong here? Title City. I mean, everything seems to be coming together, so I'd be sort of surprised, but I just don't know what this is. I'm sorry. It's on the tip of your tongue. Your patella? That doesn't make any sense. That's your kneecap. Your palate. That's what I was trying to think of. Similar letters. Sort of your soft palate. It's on the tip of your tongue and your mouth. It's not quite an anagram. You'd need to swap one of the L's and the T's. Well, you'd need to swap one of the T's for an L is what I mean to say. Montana player. So this will be a sports team member, presumably. Montana, I don't know. No problem at all. Something easy. Oh, Havana. Oh, it's not opal. Oval. Oh, right. Okay, okay. So an ovular sort of cameo. Okay, there we go. I was sort of on the right track, I think, but just as the wrong property of what this was looking for. Okay. In any case, no problem at all. It'll be easy or I'm not sure. Hit suddenly on the brakes. Slam on. Maybe this isn't palette. And label maker. This is a tricky puzzle so far. I'm finding it tricky anyway. They may be dark or dramatic. Dark acts, dramatic acts. Dark arts, dramatic arts. That sounds better. That sounds better to me. Place for 15 down. I've not looked at 15 down. Startup launches in brief. Oh, IPOs maybe? If a startup goes from, sort of transitions out of being a startup into being a big publicly traded company, maybe IPOs? I guess big doesn't make any difference. It would be the same size it already was. It comes with a small charge, an ion. Oh, maybe this was right. Crowning event. Not sure. Crowning in the sense of birth or crowning in the sense of a coronation. I'm not sure. Join. Communicated visually in a way. Signed, as in used sign language. Right, I got distracted. So this was placed for 15 down. The New York Stock Exchange, maybe. Could be any stock exchange, but maybe in this case it's the NYSE because of the position of the S there. Label make. Oh, Avery is a. They make paper goods, including sort of, self-adhesive labels, that sort of thing. Wonder if that's what that's going. I bet that's the answer. Some bakery treats are torts or tarts. Could be either, presumably. I'm not sure which. So if this were slam on, which it's looking more likely that it is to me, this would be torts. That works. Comes to light, emerges. There we go. That all looks correct. And here we have one of our big headline answers here. Narrowly avoided disaster. Narrowly avoided disaster. Oh, I'm not quite seeing it. That's a shame. Montana player. Oh, no, I was going to say Colts, but that's probably completely wrong on factual grounds, but in terms of on linguistic grounds, seems to be proven incorrect by the fact that it would be a plural. Okay, city known as the cradle of Italian liberty. Is it Milan? Bit of income for him. I don't know. I'm not sure if it is or not. I'm going to delete that because I don't actually know. I'm sort of just guessing because it ends with an N. But when I started looking at other things like bit of income for a magazine, I don't see why that would be the case. I'm not saying I have a better idea. I'm just, when I'm putting in something that I know I don't actually know, I want to get it confirmed fairly quickly. Bit of income for a magazine informally. An ad buy? A sub, a subscription. Turin, there we go. That's it. Actually, that sounds better to me anyway for reasons I couldn't particularly vocalize. All right, so no problem at all. It's so easy, you might say, which is not what I'm saying about this puzzle. And in fact, it's not what I'm saying about this answer either, because those crosses don't look good at all. I just do not know. Maybe this isn't slam on. I mean, it just seems so, I don't know. That's got to be, unless everything else is wrong. I'll leave it for now. We'll come back to it. Yeah, tough puzzle. Collector's targets. Deeds? I don't know why that would be the case. Renders ineffective. Defangs? That's used often metaphorically to mean making something harmless, rendering it ineffective. Locale depicted in 3 paintings by Pieter Bruegel the Elder. Hades? Traffic organization. National Transportation Safety Board. Traffic organization. DMV? I don't know. Stay, more formally. Do not go. That would be a relatively formal thing to say rather than don't go. Do not go. That sounds right. Crowning event. Crowning event. A prom. A prom at a high school, sort of North American style high school prom dance. There would be a prom king and a prom queen who would be crowned. That looks right. Lethargic. Torpid? How my brain is sort of feeling solving this puzzle. Join. Opt in? Oh, maybe this isn't, it's not defangs, it's neuter. Neuters. There we go. Another way to sort of metaphorically render something ineffective. I mean, literally in some respects, I suppose, but probably not what this puzzle, not what this clue means. Join is opt in. Twisty puzzle. Twisty puzzle is some sort of map or not sure. Narrowly avoided disasters. Disaster, singular, sorry. I wish, I feel as though there's so many distinctive kind of letter patterns in this answer. I wish I were able to simply see it, but I don't seem to be able to. In any case, keep looking around. Best of the bunch. Top of mind doesn't really work. Top class, top shelf. I don't know, but what about that P? Old school cool, hip or hep maybe? Depends how old school we're getting and what particular era of old school. Although actually, E looks more plausible after a D than the I does, but I'm not sure, so I'll have to leave it in there for now. Go for the big yucks. Ham it up. If you're really being a ham, you're being a big sort of emoting jokester, you could be hamming it up to go for the big yucks. And that kind of matches the specific phrase, go for the big yucks, as opposed to go for big laughs or something like that. This is more descriptive of the particular tone of the answer. So try and parse that kind of thing. Father's attire. Oh, albs, fathers as in priests, wearing particular priestly garment, alb. City with the highest concentration of Art Deco buildings in the world. Oh, that's interesting. Miami? That kind of, I've transited through Miami airport once. I've never actually been to Miami, but that sort of sounds like, my first guess would have been Chicago, but But Miami feels like I feel like I've seen pictures of Miami, and that looks plausible to me. Watch this not be Miami, and everything I'm saying now is total nonsense. But it feels sort of plausible. Blank on, it's on. Whack, biblically. Smite, often used in biblical contexts. Best of the month. Top banana. Okay, good. I'm more confident about Miami now. Light is... not sure. Tickles. Delights. There we go. It was E for Hep. So it's sort of a jazz age kind of old school cool. All right. Light. Oh, this isn't ham it up. Oh, ham up it. That is, sorry. Strange. You must have been wondering what on earth I was thinking there. That's that torpid brain again. Light is ignite. There we go. So light is a verb, not a noun. What you're asking may be too much. That's a tall order, you might respond. This will be the Udney Reader, or its namesake, magazine founder Eric Ukney. So this is the periodical, the Udney Reader, or I guess online publication now. And then a free spot for short is a PSA, public service announcement. There we go. And no problem at all. Easy peasy. There we go. Montana player Cyrus. What does that mean? Sorry, I'm not sure. Is that a person or a kind of player sort of nickname? I don't know what that is. Oh, papilla on your tongue, your little... Are those your taste buds? Is that the same thing or is that different? I'm not sure. But it's those little bumps on your tongue, in any case. That was the answer. Narrowly avoided disaster. Something ballet? A bullet, dodged a bullet. My neuters. Yet again, this was wrong. How are there this many words that mean renders ineffective that could fit into that space? Dodged a bullet. Negated. There we go. Negates. Sorry. Renders ineffective, negates. That's always fascinating when that happens. Okay. Collector's targets. I don't know. Twisty puzzle. A mind teaser? Brain teaser sounds correct. Mind teaser doesn't. Mind... meld? I don't know. I'm not sure. Collector's targets, traffic organization. Maybe it is no, it's not the DMV. That doesn't make any sense. There's a cross before L. Not sure. That's irritating. Oh, traffic as in drug trafficking, the Drug Enforcement Agency. I think that's right. What about this? Charm. Not sure. Lorry units. So that's a sort of British language for a kind of big truck. Crates. I'm not really sure what this is looking for, to be honest. I don't know. Foolery, sir, does walk about the blank like the sun. It shines everywhere. Orb? Bag End resident. Oh, Bag End, that's the Hobbit town from The Lord of the Rings. So Bilbo Baggins, maybe? That would make Orb plausible there. Food chain. I don't know if this means the food chain in a sort of, biological sense or anthropological sense, or if it means a chain of restaurants. I'm guessing the former, because otherwise it would be restaurant chain, presumably, unless it were intentionally misdirecting. This hasn't been a very misdirecting puzzle, though, I have to say. Sometimes you get that on Friday. The clues have been relatively straight. They've just been sort of difficult, at least to me. What gets hit by a football in Man Getting Hit by Football in a classic episode of The Simpsons? I don't know. Brain? I don't know. Predecessor of a copter. A gyrocopter? Oh, groin, probably. That makes more sense. It wouldn't even really make sense to say your brain gets hit by a football unless something disastrous had happened already to your skull. Predecessor of a copter would be a gyrocopter. Predecessor to a helicopter. They're good for handling delicate situations. Oh, kid gloves? Maybe is it gyro spelled in this manner? They're on the house. Free, not free beer, free something, but let's what else do we have? Popeye's rival. Popeye's is a fried chicken chain. KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken. And then oxidize, say, if something oxidizes, exposed to air, and then what happens? It could corrode. So that's why oxidize, say, because it's not the same thing. To oxidize doesn't mean to corrode, but corrosion can be a result of oxidation. So you could say, oh, that's oxidizing, it's corroding if it's rusting, for instance. Rusting is a form of oxidation, and that is corrosion. So reason for being denied entry, perhaps. No ID. And free bids? Free civic center of the letter V. Freebies. It's not two words, it's one word. Freebies. They're on the house. There we go. And civic center is V. It just means the center of the word civic, the letter V, and it's spelled out in a phonetic manner. All right, so what was this? Oh, food chain. It is a chain, not of restaurants, but of grocery stores. So a food store, essentially, food chain. Kroger is a North American grocery store chain, I suppose. Charm. Sweet talk. To sweet talk somebody is to charm them. There we go. And Fellini's La... What film is this? Why can I not think? La... Not sure. Exclamation that might be followed by dough on The Simpsons. Not sure. That's funny. We have another Simpsons clue. It was yes, this one. What gets hit by a thing? What exclamation would be followed by that? I don't know. I would think of dough as being a sort of a conclusion. I don't know. Usually Homer has done something stupid, and so he then, I don't know. I'm not sure. Lorry units. Probably ends with an S because it's pluralized. Collectors' targets are details? I don't know why that would be the case. Oh boy, I'm already at 21 minutes here. Twisty puzzle. Maybe it is mind teaser. It just doesn't sound right to me. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a phrase. I haven't seen this yet. Fabergé material. Eggshell? Fabergé egg? They're not actually made out of eggs. I don't know why I said that. There's sort of those extremely valuable kind of decorative, egg-shaped, jewel-encrusted little constructions. Company once known as Quantum Computer Services. I don't know. What would be a sort of computer or tech company that would be, presumably is still around, has been around long enough for this to have been what it was called at one point? I don't know. No couch potatoes. Probably ends with an S. Oh, no, sorry. It doesn't say powder. It says singular. Sorry. No couch potato. A doer, maybe. That was in yesterday's puzzle. Wasn't it doers? People who can do. Oh, La Strada. Fellini's La Strada. There we go. I kept thinking La Scala in my head, which is opera house. I knew that was wrong, but I just couldn't displace it for some reason. Till the D pushed it out completely conclusively. So, all right. I didn't look at this. Places for forks. Roads. Fork in the road, of course. There we go. That was a simple one. I should have looked at that earlier. Self-pitier's remark. Ah, me. You might say, woe is me. Ah, me. AOL, maybe, was once known as Quantum Computer Services. I did not know that. Oh, enamel is the Fabergé material. That makes sense. And then woohoo. Homer does also say woohoo. Does that follow dough? I suppose it must. I would trust this constructor more than my own assumptions. Lori, oh, I see what this is going for. It's going for a unit of measurement, tons, but it's spelled in British English, tons, Tonnes, rather than Tons, because lorry is a British term. There we go. I should have been thinking more about that element of the clue. Generally speaking, because the New York Times crossword is an American crossword, when they use a bit of non-American slang or language, it generally means the answer will also be sort of relevant to that in some way, specifically. Twisty puzzle, a mind bender. Okay, there we go. That sounds more plausible. And a locale, is it Basel? Depicted in 3 paintings by Peter Bruegel. That sounds totally plausible to be Basel, Switzerland. No, maybe not. Dests doesn't look like anything. What am I missing about this? Oh, debts and Babel. That's much more plausible than Basel. I don't know, that's funny. What a weird place to have gone. In the Tower of Babel, right, of course. And now I can picture what those paintings are, at least one of them. So, there we go. Completely ridiculous. What an absurd, almost mistake. At least I didn't put it in, because that would have given me the incorrect screen, because it was the last remaining cell. Anyway, there we go. Tough puzzle, I thought. Tough for me. I mean, obviously, these sorts of things are extremely dependent on how things strike you, what your area of knowledge is, and kind of just entirely unpredictable factors. But there we go. A tricky Friday puzzle. And like I said, not full of very much misdirection. I mean, we had very light sort of bits of misdirection, such as food chain, which appears to be the sort of biological concept, but in fact refer to a chain of food stores. I mean, some Friday puzzles, that kind of thing would be everywhere throughout the grid. I'm glad it wasn't, because I already found this puzzle, like I said, a bit tricky. So fortunately, we at least the cluing was relatively straightforward. All right, well done by Lindsay Hobbs. Enjoyed that, and hope you did as well. And now, before we wrap up the video, I will read a few comments, I think just maybe 2 comments from yesterday's puzzle, neither of which was a correction necessarily, just some added context that was, each of which was interesting, I thought. So, first from Kathleen Quinn, we have an observation about the 4 duos for yesterday's theme, which dealt with, so the 4 duos, to remind you, as Kathleen Quinn quotes, are Laurel and Hardy, Bill and Ted, Chip and Dale, and Penn and Teller, and they cover, in the case of Laurel and Hardy, film and television. In the case of Bill and Ted, film, Chip and Dale, cartoons, and for Penn and Teller, stage and television. So they're spanning a wide array of sort of entertainment forms. And I kind of implicitly picked up on that, but didn't really point it out or call attention to it in any way. So thank you for that. And then O'Steele98 adds some context about the constructor, which I didn't know. Sam Buttry, the constructor of yesterday's puzzle, is an accomplished Jeopardy champion who won the Professors Tournament and placed in the top of the Tournament of Champions this year. That's very interesting, so well done to him. Thank you for that information as well. All right, that's that for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow with the Saturday puzzle, an even trickier themeless crossword. Well, I hope it's not too much trickier than today's. We'll just have to come back and find out. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.